Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Swift, and I'm back with the next episode for the series of gaining fast Slayer experience with the Slayer helmet. Hope you're all doing well. The first task of today's session is going to be against greater demons. And I guess we may as well battle by the lift since I don't plan on being here too long. Just a few updates real quick, kind of as we're going through the intro here, but I was able to get 86 farming yesterday. So we are not too far away from 87 from where you initially start the level. Once I get 87, I'm going to be going for the redwood trees. And then we are 9k away from 74 Slayer. And 61k away from 85 defense. $141k away from 86 HP. And on the side, I worked on fire making for a couple levels. I'm not really excited about the skill, but I do try to train it where I can, so I did get a couple levels yesterday. I'll get one today. Off stream, you know. I'll get to 60. You know what I mean? I see on the leaderboards there's like 2 million people around my level. I'm like, yeah. Fire making is very easy, but I'm not very like, oh man, I gotta do it, you know? I'm not very excited about it. I mean, I used to more back in the day. Well, anyways. So, I just want to work on getting Slayer in combat. That's what we are gonna do for this video. So my plan is with this series, we're going to take a break over the weekend and I'm going to just make a couple videos for the weekend. And then Monday, I'm going to continue with, obviously with streaming the game, but I'm going to see what I want to do with like the next series. I think it's probably going to be still combat related, just not necessarily with Slayer as the absolute like topic, but anyways. Welcome everybody. We are about 20 something kills in here for the task thus far. Once we finish this task up, I'm going to go back and get a new one from the Slayer Master. And we'll kind of just go from there. Yo, hey, what's up, Kazaa? Hey, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. How's it been going for you? Hey, yeah, hey, thank you. Yeah. Good to be here. Good to be here. Appreciate that. I did get one more level in range since the last stream. One level in farming, a couple in fire making. I just been training combat for the most part otherwise, you know. Oh, and I think I got Hunter 65 as well. Honestly, Slayer's been pretty solid, to be honest with you. We're just under 7,500 XP to go for 74 here. And then I would like to get 75 so I can start taking out those gargoyles. I used to fight them in RS3, but I haven't fought them in Old School. So I would like to in this game. They're more of a moneymaker in this game anyways, from memory. Appreciate the like, guys. Thank you. They are pretty good profit. G-malls are pricey right now. Well, that's what I'm looking to try and see how many you can average when you fight them on a task. If it's like 1 an hour, if it, you know what I mean, if it's like 1 every couple hours, or maybe I'll get lucky and I'll get, you know what I mean. From what I'm seeing, it seems like I'm getting close to where I'm starting to get level to where I can fight the better monsters for the good drops, you know. Thanks for the like, guys. Appreciate it. They are decently rare, but you get quite a bit of rune drops too. Okay, yeah. I didn't get to show it for the start of this video, but the first kill in this on this task, I did get a rune bull helm. Kind of funny. Like, I just got down here and I got the helm. I was like, oh, cool. and then I'll go like an hour without getting one, you know. I will say these chaos runes aren't too bad. I like items that stack. Runes, you know. We got about 51, just under 51,000 XP left to go for 85 on defense here. And then we're gonna go back to switching up to attack again. I want to get these to 80, all to 87, and then I was gonna go for strength again. That's kind of my goal right now. If you get a rune pouch, it's nice to carry alch runes with these, so you just save inventory. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've read up, I mean, I know of the rune pouch, but I actually don't know how you get that. I've seen it in people's inventories, like I know what it is, but I wasn't sure how to acquire it. But yeah, I'm sure that's clutch, especially, yeah, because with the high alching, the thing is, if you fight the right enemy, you don't want to have to go back and bank all the time. You can just stay put and alch the stuff yourself. Like when you got a good fight going and you're kind of getting momentum, you don't want to like lose that and have to just teleport away. Yeah, there's a couple things I want to work on getting. I mean, that's one of them. You can get a ticket from the GE for those. Oh, okay. I'll have to look at that. Because it is, I mean, it's important to me. Like, I do want to do things optimally, like as best as I can, like efficiently. So if that's gonna help with that, then yeah, for sure. Undoubtedly it'll help, you know. We got 89 more of these to go, and then we're gonna get on another task. Oh, and I did get back on cow fights earlier today, because so I did bring the cannon, and they didn't have fun. Those cow fights weren't having a good time. It's about 5.5 mil for the rune pouch note. Oh wow. Gotcha. What's up, Jonathan? How you doing? We are on task right now. Again, just trying to work towards continuing the streak here. We're on the 72nd task. So I did get the bonus for 70, which is cool. You know how it's every 10. I do look forward to those milestones for sure. Yep. Nah, I hear you there. Yep. Working on some defense. The way that this was on the ground, I thought it was like a pie or like something, you know? Or like a pizza. It's just fire runes, the way that it stacks with the coins. Kind of funny. I know I play kind of zoomed out. I don't know how it is for, you know, I know it's probably different for everyone, but it's just more of just, I don't know, kind of how I just fight. Once we're done with this area, I'm going to go back and get another task and see what we can slay, like what we can fight next. How many Slayer points do you have? Oh, you know what? That's a great question. I think I'm in like it's like 270 something roughly. I have to like double check it. You can buy it with Slayer points. Oh, that's sweet. Okay. Alright. You know, okay. I vaguely remember seeing when I did check the rewards, I saw something. Okay, yeah. That's cool. Alright. Alright, yeah, good idea. We'll check that. I'll go there, and we got what, 70 more of these to go. Well, it won't be too long from now. I think I started, it was like 140 something of these. So then 20 minutes we took out 70. In 20 minutes roughly, I'll probably be done with this task. I'm just chilling on fighting these ones. Once I get cow fights or something, they're gonna get, you know, we're gonna go with the cannon, but just trying to get a warm-up task in. I haven't actually been on, I mean, I've been on today, but not too long, you know what I mean? Like, I've just kind of got started. just get a warm-up task and get my bearings and just see how the fights are going and, you know. Rune Pouch is 750 points, so you could work your way up to that. 750, yeah. It's alright, so that's... Even just getting to, like, what, the 100 or whatever milestone, I know we'll get a lot of... I'll get a lot of points for that. Yeah, I've been trying to save up. I did have to block a couple problem tasks yesterday. I think I said it on the one stream. As of yet, I hadn't blocked any tasks because I didn't really have a problem, which I guess I got really lucky. Mutated Zygamites, or whatever they're called. I mean, I fought them a couple times and kind of just tolerated it. But they're kind of nasty, and you fight only 20 of them or something, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really know about this. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're almost at a Slayer level, actually, yeah. I'm about 3,200 XP away from 74. We're gonna get there. Trying to go as fast as I can, and like I was saying, over the weekend, I'm probably gonna try to go for the Barrow's gloves. I just had to do a couple quests and kind of just go through that, and then I need to have, what, 175 quest points for the Polinomancer, the one boss. I'm just kind of close, so I mean, I probably have to do a few more quests, obviously, to get in range of doing it. That would be my goal, is to try to do it over the weekend. Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm gonna be... I know my max hit will go up, and a little bit more accurate even, and a bit more defense, and yeah, it's just overall good, yeah, I know. I've been looking forward to it for a couple weeks. I would go for other things like piety, or, you know, it kind of... Now it's top of mind, you know. Definitely in my focus. Just try to wrap up this task here, and then we're gonna, like I said, continue on with trying to build up the streak, get some more points. Besides the rune pouch, I was thinking, now for you guys, how worth it was getting the store, the store point, like the store task reward, the one that's for 1,000 points. Would you recommend going for that too? Because when I was looking, kind of going through that, I was like, oh, that's probably one that I would save for. Yeah, piety is awesome. Like, that's... Once I got piety, and trust me, I was... For like a day or two, I mean, I do have an altar in my player house, but I don't have the gilded one. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm getting good experience, but it's not what it could be. I didn't, you know, I just wanted it to go a bit faster. The Ectofungus, I know that's like a tedious way of, you know, like you grind the bones and all that. But I'm like, okay, if I could just do that for 2 days and just tolerate it, I'll get to 70, I'll get piety, and then I don't have to do this again. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, let me just do this. So that's what I did. There was a lot of times where I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just watch TV and I'm just grinding bones for hours. I'm just like, oh my goodness. But hey, you know, for piety, I guess, I mean, it's worth it. So, but yeah, quality of life thing, yeah. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that would be handy you could pivot. Like you could say, oh, okay, you know what? I'll take like if it's a task you like, you're like, okay, well, you know, sweet. I'll kind of have this in reserve. Maybe I'll see what I get next. And maybe you just get back to back like really good task, and it's like, oh, cool, I'll be good for a little while here. Conversely, well, I guess it depends on how you've utilized your, block list too as a player. Like with the tasks, like me, I mean, I've got 3 blocked ones now, so no more worms. I think it's worms. I have to look at it. Like worms. I haven't fought them yet in this, and they seem like they were a little bit, I don't want to say annoying, but I don't know. Sometimes I just get the sense from certain tasks, I'm like, all right, this is going to be a grind. I'm just going to forego that. I could be wrong, but I'm like, all right, Worms are kind of slow. Okay. We have 37 more to go here. I'm just fighting by the lift because I figure I'm going to be done relatively soon anyway. I may as well just stay here. We've got 29,000 left on the defense level for 85. We'll just get that, and then we're going to go with attack here. And like I was saying earlier, I did get a range level since the last stream. I got cow fights earlier, so I just brought the cannon. Picked up a Slayer level, or not a Slayer level, Hunter level. I've incorporated the birdhouse runs into my routine. I'll go with the farm run. Oh, here we go. We got a rune full helm. Nice. Hey, so I got one to start the task, and now I got one towards the end of the task. Cool. Add that to the coffer. And I think to save on a little bit of potions here, I'm just going to go without protect and see how this goes. I'll just eat a little bit here. Because I should be good enough on defense against these enemies. I should tank most of the hits. And especially once I get the next defense level, it'll be kind of nice. Like I said, I'm trying to get 87 across the board for these, and then I'm going to just work on strength for a while. Because I want to get the extra stat point from the Divine. Because you see, when getting the 87, it's just that the next threshold for getting another +1. So it's kind of like you level up twice at level 87, as long as you use the super combats, Well, the Divine ones. We got some adamant plate legs. I figured I'd get some of these. I do usually get 1 or 2 each time I'm here. It's alright, Hey, what's up there, Karma? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Thanks for the like, guys. Appreciate it. We are just running through a task right now, fighting some greater demons in the chasm of fire. And then we're going to head on back to the Slayer Master for the next task. Doing well. Hope you are well. Storm just started. Hope I don't lose power. Oh, no, yeah, no, that's, yeah, definitely hope that doesn't happen for you, you know, that's always just one of those back things in the back of mind. It's just like, oh man, you know. Yeah, it's been kind of like that lately. I mean, some days it's been all right, you know. You haven't had to really worry about it. All right, and we'll just use up one more of the divines here. I forgot I wasn't even I wasn't even potted. Like I didn't even have the boost going. I was still hitting 38. It was kind of funny. Hey, we got another rune full helm. Nice. What is that? 3 for the? We've got 3 of these for the task. That's kind of cool. I'll take them. I sold one already. That's why you don't see it. I forgot something at the GE or at the bank or something, and I had to come back. The first kill was Rune Helm, because actually I got the kill and I climbed up the lift here, but then I saw it said valuable drop, and I'm like, wait a minute, did I just leave a what did I skip? You know, I came back down and saw that the helm was on the ground. I was like, oh good, I'm glad it didn't despawn, you know, because I wasn't sure if you went up a level if it was going to do that. Yeah, I didn't think it would, but I'm like, oh, a good thing. Because I wanted to kind of get back in a hurry, and I didn't realize it was on the ground. But good thing I was checking the log here, and I saw that. I was like, oh yeah, valuable drop. Fighting these, I mean, yeah, you will probably get at least one of the helms while you're training or while you're on task, you know. You do get a fair amount of these chaos and death runes though too, fire runes as well. Not that that's the biggest deal, but they do stack. So if you get 10 of them an hour, that's about 4K, more like 3,500 or something. I just save them for like teleports. That's really all I think of it as. I'm not going to sell them to GE for, oh, this is a bunch of profit, or you know what I mean? It's more of like, all right, well, got some teleport runes, that's fine. We've got 19,000 XP left to go for defense 85, and we did get Slayer 74. I think I missed it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I didn't even get... Okay. Nice. Yeah, Slayer 74, and we're going to work towards 75 so we can start fighting some gargoyles. That'd be cool. To get the Granite Mall, or at least the chance to get Granite Mall. Got 5 of these to go. So what I'm kind of thinking is, depending on how much time is actually left here, I'm wondering if I can just take them out in the time remaining with the potion. I don't even have to have another use here. And I probably, maybe I won't have to have another prayer potion either. It just depends on how well it goes, right? If I get them all in rotation, the way I'm hitting, we have a chance at it. We got 3 more to go. It's already almost dead. 2 more to go. No pressure, right? No pressure. Alright, 1 more to go. I think we can do it, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're good. We're good. Okay. I'm at 295 points, Jonathan. There's somebody asked earlier. Yeah, 295. So we're going to go back to Varrock here. Let me just reset here, and we're going to go to the GE just for a brief second. I'm just going to go to the bank there, because I'm going to head to the spirit tree. I know I could be using a Slayer ring, but I'm just by the GE anyway, so we're gonna just bank this stuff real quick and kind of just be back to it. Just take a second here. And I don't know what I'll be fighting, so I mean, I kind of assume I'm not going to fight a dragon. And usually they give me a task that's right by Neve, so I'm just going to assume that that's the case, and then if it's not, I can always pivot, you know. Head on over. Tell me, are you a cat person or a dog person? Cat person. And I take this time and I try to just see where I'm at with the trees that I've planted. Okay, check health. Let's get the task first. Oh, okay, the black demons. Okay, 124 black demons. All right. If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna take a slight detour, only because I want to get this farm run going, because it'll be 6 hours till the next one. We'll take like a 5-minute quick pivot here, and then I'm gonna get back to task. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Valador. We're gonna go to Taverley. Let me see, what do I normally do here? So I'll just show you, I guess, while we're on the run here. And that's cool because I'm gonna be stopping by an altar to get my prayer back anyway. So that's kind of cool. What I do is, for the regular trees, I go with the yew saplings. I just get the saplings from the GE. I don't water them. I do protect them with the cactus spines. I just give the NPCs, 10 each. I make sure I have a rake and a spade. And then I get my teleport and all the other miscellaneous stuff. So we're going to do that just here. Varrock, Valador. You could use runes or teleport tabs. Either way. I like getting the XP, but sometimes I don't know. For inventory's sake, I bring the tabs. And we're just gonna get going here on this real quick. You can just see how I go about doing the runs here. Try to be as efficient as I can be. The spirit tree, the travel system is really cool. I really like it. We're going to go back to the GE. I'm going to go back to the farming guild this way. And then we are going to teleport from the farming guild to Valador. So that's one down. We've got 5 more to go. Alright. And then I just gotta get back to the right option here for teleport. And I actually really like this farming guild. Kind of cool. I'll show you real quick while we're here what I've got kind of planted. I say I'm a cat person, right? But with Evil Bob, I don't really like this event, so I dismiss. So yes, I guess that's one uh, uh, fictional exception. So that's 2 down. Yeah, regular Bob. Alright, so I'm just showing you real quick. I don't have to plant these, but here's what I'm thinking. We'll take 30 seconds here. So you've got these. I just found out about this a couple days ago. I didn't even realize this was part of the game, but a Celestris tree. So these grow every 13 hours. They're expensive for the saplings, but the XP is nice. I'm like, okay, So I've been starting these, and you can bring an axe with you, and you can chop them to get the bark or whatever, and then you can make your battle staves, or like staffs or something. And then obviously your fruit tree patch is right here, and I just plant I plant papayas, and then the redwoods. I'm trying to get another level so I can plant the redwood over there, because you need to be level 90. But I'm gonna boost with a garden pie. We're gonna go to Falador and continue on with the trees here, like the regular patches. So what I do, I go to the park first here. So I just go east from the town center, get the XP, pay real quick because my wood cutting's not the best, and I can't chop the yews anyways. I can plant the yews, but I can't chop them. Or if I were to via boost or something somehow, I would be very slow at it, so I pay to speed the process up. And then instead of like teleporting to Earthwarp or whichever, Everly or whichever is the closest to get here, I just run up the path. I figure it's relatively close. It's about the same difference. And then I just get the XP for this one. We're going to pay Faith a visit and see if she's wandered off into the woods again. As the last time, she was way out there this time. I think it was a record for how far I've seen her go away from the plot, the patch. So now while we're here, I'm just going to go right to get prayer back because we're right by the altar, and then we're going to go get the EXP for this next one. So it's in the back of the castle. I'm going to run out of run here, so we'll click on the tree before that happens, so it'll just kind of walk through it. Get some water, and then we're just going to move on. We got one more to go after this. Oh, hey, she's right there. Her Faith is right here. Cool. Hey, thank you. You weren't. Faith was like way over here. I'm not even kidding. Like, oh, thank you. All right, bye bye. No, seriously, like right in like trees. No wonder my patch was diseased because you weren't watching it. No. Now, I know it's different because it's like automatic when you pay him. But see, Tresnor is pretty good. Like, usually, like if there was an update, you wouldn't have been able to really tell with Tresnor because Tresnor is like right by the patch like all the time. That was convenient. Yes. Not the usual experience with the Lumbridge NPC. I'll have to like literally run for like however many seconds to flag them down. Like, oh hey, by the way, I'm trying to farm. Roaming with the goblins for who knows why. Oh yeah, just another day. A day in the life. Alright, so let's deposit this stuff. I know that was a bit of a detour, however, we made it a pretty good use of the time. You know, it was good to just take a quick break. And then we're going to get back to the task here. Let me just get all the gear going here again. So we've got the set going, and then I'm going to get the potions and all that. We're going to be fighting the black demons. So let's get some potions. I'm going to bring just a couple sharks. Nothing crazy. I just do that for more when the divines kind of chip away over time. Chip your health down. Just how it is. So we're gonna teleport there now. Make sure everything's all good here. I think health is all good. Prayer's all good. So we're gonna one way you can fight or go with this task to kind of start it, complete it, is just go. Once you're at Falador here, you can go to the bank that's towards the west, like the western wall here, and then we're gonna jump over just a bit south of that. But we're gonna you jump over the wall. It's gonna be a bit of a walk because I still got to work on my agility and all that, right? But it is what it is. I'm actually gonna just stand for a second because what I found is I'm just gonna wait to be at 2, take off the run, and just kind of walk, and you'll regain. I'd rather regain it this way than just kind of back and forth, like run, stop, you know. So we're just gonna take a second. Once I get the enough agility for the shortcut, I would just go through there. Actually, you know what? Let me go back. Here's the reason why, because sometimes I forget, because I get sidetracked. I forget that I don't want to get an... you can get... I mean, it's not likely, but it could happen. I actually don't think they can hit you through Protect, but I don't remember. Like, if you have... I don't have the Dragonfire Shield with me. I don't want to lose a 90 mil set on just, getting hit by a blue dragon. I just forgot to bring an anti-fire. You don't have to bring like 3 anti-fires because we're not going to be fighting the dragons. Just bring even 1 sip of 1 potion. But I just, as peace of mind, I just like having that with me. It'll take up an inventory slot. Yeah, I know. But I'd rather that than make a mistake and I lose... and I died to something that shouldn't happen. So yeah, I just grab one I've already used, and then we're just gonna head back that way. I'm more annoyed about the leprechaun. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I missed this, because I'm more annoyed about the leprechauns being put back, honestly. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's still kind of puzzling why they... It's still kind of puzzling why they went back on the one update with the farming. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like they've had to do that a lot recently, right, guys? Like with some of these updates. I don't know what your thoughts are with the Castle Wars one. I saw a couple of videos on YouTube, about it. Like with the supply drops or whatever they are, with just, I don't know, I guess players were AFKing. I don't know. I haven't played Castle Wars in a minute, but I just watched a few minutes of it, and it seemed like there was like dozens and dozens of people AFK in the same spot. That would have been like an ice barrage, a mayhem, I'm sure. But it seemed to reward playing where you're just AFKing, and it didn't seem to matter if it was a win or a loss because it was like a marginal difference. Like, oh, I got 1 less ticket or whatever for losing. Well, big deal. But then, yeah, with the farming, yeah, I don't know. it was kind of nice to kind of know that they would be closer to the patch that you're going to be going to. I guess the only thing I could say to that is I guess it did make it pretty much like so predictable. I guess some players might prefer the unpredictability or randomness to. I mean, they still have a. They're still kind of bound to an area if you think about it. I think they just shrunk the area and kind of really made it like noticeable, where people were like, "Oh, okay." Personally, I thought it was a good idea. Because sometimes when you have to flag them down, it's really like, all right. Like, all right. All I want to do is plant this. I don't want to run around for 10 minutes. You know what I mean? I guess I see both sides of it. I tend to be of the mindset that I thought it was a fine change, but was that one that wasn't voted on, or what was the deal with that? Because that seemed to just kind of come up out of nowhere, though. They said it was like quality of life stuff, which is great. You know, a lot of QOL. I'm like, oh, cool. Anyways, now I'm ready here. Again, like I said, it's not that I'm like worried about blue dragons. You know, I fought them a lot before. It's just I don't want like a hit, just lucky hit, getting me when I don't have my dragon fire shield on. You know, I just go past here real quick. They'll hit me for whatever, a little bit. Oh yeah, see, I took damage even with protect on. So is it a magic? I'm trying to think. What do they count dragon fire as? I can't remember. But I'd rather take 3 damage than 50 or whatever their max hit is. We are here finally. This is where you want to fight these black demons at, if you're here at Caverly. We've got the Divine going. We've got Heidi going with Protect from melee. We're almost at level 85 on defense. We're gonna get it for this task. It's just a matter of time. Might be worth investing in some stamina potions. Just take one with you while you go around. Yeah, no, yeah, because that's 100% right. I've thought of that before too, and I'm like, you know, I should be. The amount of time you save for the 300 GP, it's yeah, I should. Until I can get agility up a lot higher. And this is only due, this level 52 is seriously due to quests and XP lamps. I'm not even kidding. It's not even that I don't, like, it's not even that I dislike agility training, right? It's just one of those skills when you start out, you get like 8,000 XP an hour or whatever. It's so slow, and I'm like, well, do I go with 8,000 XP for this, or do I go for like, you know, 200,000 XP per hour fletching? You know what I mean? And it's just such a huge difference. I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna fletch because I can't pass up the XP rate. You know what I mean? That it's not that I don't like agility, because I do, and it is important. I mean, I see the importance. Yeah, it's just one of those skills that's kind of just, until you get higher level and then you're in a certain area, maybe the Wildy course, Apatol, right? I haven't quite got there. Maybe the agility pyramid is actually pretty good. I think I would still fail some obstacles, and it would kind of just be still maybe a bit of a grind for me. So I just kind of do what I do better, which is combat. But I do plan on working on some of these skills. Yeah, we'll let's see here. We have 116 of these to go. I'm kind of in between on when I should extend this task, because I do like the task. before Piety and before the Slayer helmet, I wasn't really keen on it because I wasn't really hitting them. But now I'm pretty much hitting every hit. And this isn't even with like an Ember Light or something, you know, like the Dark Light or, you know what I mean, Arc Light. I'm just using a Grazi, but I'm still hitting pretty good considering. So without Piety, Slayer Helm, you know, and some of the gear, that would my approach would be different here. Once I get this defense level, I'm gonna go back to attack though. Oh, we got a Ranar, nice. Yeah, so some of my favorite tasks thus far for Slayer, like from my perspective, for training, and for the fact that they drop actually a generous amount of blood runes for their level, blood velds to me are a very good task. I'm thinking of it purely from a combat standpoint, just your basic, like your initial stance, like which one you're using. It's not going to be typically like a, you know, a multi-skill just superstar task, but I mean, actually their Slayer XP for their combat level is pretty good. So I'm like, okay, you know, it's basically like I'm fighting better crabs in my mind. And then another one that I like to get. Oh, we got a rune chain back. Sweet. Can you pick that up if I can see where it is? So that's 29k right there. We'll take that, right? Sweet. And I may as well just get this lobster here. Another task that I like is the any of the metal dragon ones. And the reason why I like the metal dragon tasks, especially like the steals, I like it for the challenge. I don't necessarily like it for the speed to train or anything, because I understand that they're more difficult. You don't hit them as much and all that, right? At least for right now. I like the challenge of fighting the dragons. For a long time, many years even, just over the years, it was just a goal of mine to get high enough combat stats where I could just go toe-to-toe with them and have, you know, have some fun and try to get the, well, at the time, the ever-elusive dragon plate legs. I still hold that in regard, even though it's not... It doesn't have the same perception to me as used to, but it's still a nice drop. I mean, it's a nice drop when you get it. So it's like, all right, you know, I'll still take 160k. Like, that's still a nice drop. And believe it or not, the first, well, no, it was the second bronze dragon that I got the KO on. I actually got one. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was just making sure I caught up with chat. They don't pull integrity changes, so changes that are obvious sort of hard to explain what integrity changes might be, but you can imagine. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, because... okay. Some of the changes seem to come out of left field. And that's fine. I have no problem with it personally, as long as it's nothing like super like game changing that's like dramatic. Quality of life stuff I totally understand. Yeah, we got about 1,000 XP to 85 defense. Pretty excited, you know. I know defense may not be that exciting to train, but why I kind of do to balance the character out, I just think of it as the less hits I take in an area, the longer I can stay there, the less I need to rely on protect from melee when I'm training, and I'm going to save a lot of cash in the long term because each of these potions are about 9,000 each, right? If I have to use half of these, that's a fairly big deal every hour, you know. 10 hours, I mean, that cost will add up pretty quick, right? That's one reason why I do it. Oh, hey, we got combat 107 now. Nice. We're going to switch to attack now that we got the defense level. So I'm pretty happy about that. We can work on attack for a while now, and we're probably going to go to 87 with attack now that I've got defense to 85. We'll get 87 and kind of go from there. Yeah, thank you, thank you. We have 96 more of these to go. And there's like a whole, like, mass of them here. I think there's, what, 24? I think I saw on the wiki. 24 of these. And usually when I'm here, there aren't many people here. So nothing too crazy with the loot, except we did get a rune chain body, which is kind of nice. That's cool. I seem to average getting like 1 or 2 every time I fight here. I guess I just kind of chalk it up as another... it's another bird run that just takes a significant longer time to do. You know, the birdhouse runs. I actually figured out that my timing is like it's like a minute and a half to do a bird run. So you could do 40 of those in a full hour. 160,000 Hunter XP, that would be the rate. So I'm not sure what's higher than that. If it's the Chinchampas and the Wildy, I think they're the black Chinchampas. I'm not sure what the XP rate is. And it's not something that I would plan on doing anytime soon. I'm good with those runs too. It's just I try to time them up when I'm ready to do a farm run too. We've got 8 more tasks until we get the streak to 80, get some more points. And we're saving up for a couple things. Rune pouch, and then storing the task. Really depends on your hunter level and if you're using tick manipulation. But at higher levels, you can get 200k plus per hour doing the black chins. Okay. You could also try out Turiel skipping to get some points. Yeah. Yep, and then you just kind of expedite getting to the milestone ones, probably. I just like getting the XP in between, because then I get combat levels. And once I get these levels, you know, they're permanent. At least I can bank on I've improved a little bit, you know. We are 106k away from 75, and then we're going to be able to fight the gargoyles, which would be nice. That's my next short-term goal. Like it would be nice to fight to get them for a task and go to the Slayer Tower, take them out. And it would be cool to get a granite maul for the stream. It'd be like, oh hey, I got one. But more than likely, I would get a lot of like rune stuff, which is totally cool. I mean, you know, I'm always cool with rune stuff. That's more of my expectation. So we're pacing pretty well here. I don't remember what we started at. If it was 121 or something, I can't remember. But I'm trying to think of how many I can take out in 15 minutes. So if it was 121, we've taken out 35, 36. We've got about a minute left. We'll take out one or two more. And if you bring less prayer pots, you can keep the rune items too. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. And that's the thing, right? The less you need to rely on like dual prayer, like I've been, just it's kind of more just for. I'm playing this a bit conservatively. I'm gonna test here in a second. Now that I have that defense level, how often these hit me now. So once I get the next divine going, and I'm gonna eat a couple lobsters probably. Let's see. We'll eat a lobster. I'm gonna try without protect here. Let's just see how this goes for a second. We got hit once. And one thing too is I'm not using the Dragonfire shield, so I'm gonna get hit more anyway. I'm using the defender. If it gets to be a bit ridiculous, I throw protect back on. I kind of just sit it. I mean, I know you could have it as a quick prayer, but once I'm under half health, I'm gonna just go back protect. Yeah, it's just because I'm using the defender. If I had my extra defense boost, like my stats, I think I would actually tank them pretty well. But we'll try that another time. I'm pretty good with we're pretty good with this strat now. I've got the potions, so I may as well use them. But at the end of the task, if you can count up all the prayer pots used, you can then add 2 to that and use that on the next task. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh. That's part of the reason why I bring just this CR, but here's the thing. I was actually considering, because I use Protect the whole time, if I should just get the Sunfire Cirrus instead for certain tasks, because I'm not really tanking. You know, the prayer's doing all the work for me, right? So I'll get +6 prayer over the Justiciar. And then maybe I'm thinking maybe I could get Bandos Tacits. I'll lose the 3 prayer difference here, but I'll gain +2 strength bonus, so I don't know if that's going to improve my max hit, though, so that's why I haven't bought them, is because I don't want to spend that kind of money if it's not going to give me an immediate boost. Like, if it gives me another boost, then that's one thing, right? But, you know, that's the thing, is I don't want to get caught up in, oh, it's got strength boost, but if it's not really raising my max hit, then I don't want to just spend money for less defense. When I do want to tank, you know what I mean? Bandos is solid, but Justiciar is better for defense. That's, you know, it's the tanking, the tank armor. I just don't get the set bonus, and I never will because I'm always going to use the Slayer helmet, so it's kind of funny. I'll never get the bonus, but I still will get some defense from the, you know, the couple pieces I have. Yeah, or the proselyte too. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's anything that gets you good prayer bonus, or, you know, prayer. Yeah, I was using Verax for a little while. The was it the plate skirt? I wasn't running with full Verac, obviously. I did like the +4 prayer, and I was like, okay, that's actually pretty useful. I was using that for a while. Yeah, you know, I have ambitions to get Torva one day, but I'm nowhere near that yet. And yeah, Torva would be kind of what the gold standard more for the DPS, and that has great defense too, right? You know, I was comparing the Justiciar with the Torva, like I was comparing the plate bodies. They have the same ranged and crush defense, which I found is very interesting. But the Torva has a lot weaker stab and slash. So if you're fighting an enemy that's using crush, you could just go with Torva and it would be no difference. And you would get the +6 strength and you wouldn't get, you know what I mean? Like that would be just that, in that sense, that would be the upgrade, or your defense is going to be the exact same. Kind of interesting. I would think that there'd be a little bit of variation, but I guess not. Yeah, the Sunfire gives a bit more prayer. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's you get that from the Fortis Coliseum, right? The Sunfire Cirrus. If that's an activity I can do, I would like to do the Coliseum, but I know from one of the videos I was seeing with Soul Heredit, his special attack, I don't think I could actually fight him because it's so flashy, and sometimes with games there's certain animations and things that it's not that it would be, yeah, I wouldn't feel well and I wouldn't be able to play, so I kind of just stay away from what I can't do. It's kind of sad, but it's like, it's true. Like, I can't participate. Like, if you see, in one of the polls they have, I think it was poll 84? I can't remember which one. But they were talking about accessibility. It may have got kind of lost in the shuffle because they had a lot of notes that they were talking about. Changes. Like, proposed. One of them was like the effects at somewhere, like one of the mountains, or snow effects, or I can't remember what they said. And you know, that was, to me, like, that kind of piqued my interest because I'm like, oh, hey, that's actually really, really cool. They're looking at that. Because I know for a lot of players it doesn't bother them, but there are some, I know some of this, even though it's old school, it's repeated animation every time, all the time. It's going to bother some people. So what can they do to mitigate it, right? I don't think you can fully prevent it, but what could they do to mitigate it? So I saw that and I appreciated that because I was like, oh, that's... So it kind of gave me some hope, like, oh, maybe I can do the Coliseum one day. Like, maybe they will see, okay, this special attack is crazy flashy. Maybe that triggers, maybe that's like, oh, okay, maybe we could tone that down, you know? Because I don't mind. Like, I think it's great he has a special attack and blah, blah, blah. Do you still play Conquest? I like that game. That mini game. Conquest, man, that's been a minute. Can you remind me what that is, Karma? I remember playing that and having fun. It was so long ago, I don't remember what it was. but it's familiar to me. You know what I mean? Oh, it's like chess. Oh, that's right. Huh. Hmm. The industry doesn't care about the health of the player, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see that they go with, like, they'll talk about, we're working on an SD update and an HD update of the graphics for the game. I think that's all well and good. That's well intentioned. The gravity of that is that it's gonna increase the resource use on the computer, just how it is, because it's better graphics. Not that it's a big deal, but I mean, it's not going to be zero. And then they said you can opt out of the HD, but what if the SD bothers you? You can't opt out of it, right? So that's one thing I'm a little nervous about myself. Do I get to play for a couple more months here, and then once that drops, it's like, it's just intense graphics and I can't play anymore, you know? You know. I played Diablo 3 for the longest time, and when I was playing Diablo 3, I was good for a while. But they did something with the graphics, with the, like, each individual monster was highlighted red, like a bold red. And with how fast they move on the screen and stuff, I would get sick playing. I couldn't, and then I literally couldn't play that game anymore. And it was a shame because I liked Diablo. I like the game, you know. But the bosses were, it was like the color of yellow and blue that they were, the combination of colors, that color palette was very strong. Very strong. You couldn't tone it down either. I literally tried, I was like, okay, well, what if I downscale my graphics? What if I play 720? Is that gonna help me? Can I play through it? No, it didn't matter. It helped a little bit, but it didn't matter. And I played that game for a number of years. I got back into it for a little while, and then after a week, after a week of playing it, I got sick, and I couldn't play it anymore. But I had played it for months and months and months back when it came out, and I was fine. So they changed something over years and didn't really, I don't know if it was in patch notes or what. They did something, because I never had a problem. So I just, with anything graphical, I just hope that they make a mention of it somewhere. And I think they will for RuneScape, but some games like Call of Duty, they don't say anything. They just do it. Like, I was playing Call of Duty for a long, long time. But I couldn't play Black Ops 6, so I had to move forward, and I'm glad I picked up RuneScape again, though, because, I mean, this has been a lot of fun. I probably play too much, but this has been a lot of fun. It's been good getting back to doing the streams, and it's been a good community, you know? It's really, really cool, pretty chill overall. So you know, it's good to see. Kind of coming back, and I've just been trying to work on getting some skills to where I can get them to, like, as best I could achieve, and kind of go from there. You know what's strange? Retro never bothered me, but for some reason N64 graphics kind of do something to me now. But I think it has something to do with the modern graphics. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I think at the time you first kind of witness something and you get used to something, it's more than likely probably going to be well tolerated. But then you give it a couple years, other games have different patterns, and then you try to go back. Yeah, it's kind of a funny thing like that. I don't know. I just hope everyone's experience is, like, you know, it's good, and no one has to kind of go through it like I do. I have to, like, every day is like, I just have to be like, oh, can I play today? Crazy. I mean, this has been one game, thankfully, I've been able to pretty much do everything, most everything. There's certain things I can't do in RuneScape. I can't play the Colosseum. This is due to, if I were to get to Soul Heredit, his special attack would bother me to where I couldn't fight him properly and I would die. I wouldn't be able to actually beat him. It would bother me too much. I can't look away, I can't tone it down, you know what I mean? And actually fighting bronze dragons in the Brimhaven area, they're by the lava, but that lava distracts me and it's intense to me. I can't fight them there. That's why you'll see me go to the side area, the side crevice, because I can't actually fight them in their original spot. And I know that seems like kind of like a one in a million thing, but that's true. I can't. Yeah, the graphics and speed are pretty insane these days. Yeah. It's interesting how far along it's all come. I'm all about advancement, but I think at some point there needs to be like a bit of a check on that stuff sometimes, because sometimes it does get too fast. Like the general, like most players might be able to handle it now, but what happens in 3 years, or you know, what happens in 5 years? I mean, do we even know? That's why I'd be a little bit more conservative with it until we're sure, like, okay, this is pretty well tolerated. Let's just start slow, like a RuneScape. Just start slow and kind of build it up. You know what I mean? Call of Duty kind of just, they went from like whatever level of intensity, they just upped it to like a 10 with the recent game. A lot of people were complaining on the YouTube comments. When I was on a couple videos, it wasn't just one person. I saw it like everywhere. I don't know. I think the answer is you get it to a certain point and then you just kind of you assess what is good for the majority of players and you give people an alternative to have like a modifier. But yeah, that's good topic though. So let me get this herb here real quick. We are about 2/3 of the way done with this task, which is pretty nice. We're just wrapping up this one here. Trying to get a couple chill tasks, and then we're gonna see. Maybe we'll get cow fights, or maybe we'll get. Well, eventually, I don't know for this stream. You know, gargoyles probably be pretty soon. You know, relatively soon. I mean, a couple hours maybe. I don't know how long I'll. I mean, I'll probably still be going for a little while here with the stream, but. Thanks for stopping by today for the live stream. Good to see all of you here. Hope you're all doing well. And we are just battling some black demons here in some old school RuneScape. I am currently training on attack, and I'm trying to go for 87 to where I could get the extra boost, like the extra point, because I use the divine super combats. Once you get to 87, you'll get that next level threshold plus, which is just kind of like you gain 2 levels in one, so that's pretty cool. And then we're going to try to work on some defense to get that to 87 and kind of, you know, go from there with strength. Getting fairly close to getting 87 farming. And like I said earlier, I am trying to get to 87 so that I can plant the redwood trees. That's just going to add to my experience rate for every farm run that I do. Well, it's not every run you can plant. Within like the week that you are looking at total XP, you can plant them a couple times, I believe. I think twice. So that's another, what, 30,000 or 40,000 XP, so I'll take it, right? The sooner I get to 99 farming, the better, because then I could... Then you don't have to even do any farm runs unless you want to. Unless you find a profitable method. Like for me, with the fruit trees, the papayas are actually fairly good for... It's like another bird run, getting the papayas. It's gonna take longer than a bird run, but I got 80k today from the 30 papayas. That's actually pretty solid. I wasn't expecting that, so I actually make profit on that XP, like the GP to XP. But then I lose it with the other trees, so that's alright, because it kind of evens out, and you're kind of just training farming almost for free then. It's just remembering to do the farm run, I think. Like when I first kind of get started, I'm like, oh, well, I want to get going with Slayer. And then I remember, I'm like, oh yeah, well, I should do my farm run first. Let me just get that out of the way. Just got 31 here left to go. And then we're going to get on to the next task and see what we will be taking on for the next fight. So we've got a couple rune medium helms. You know, we got the chain body. So I guess this was an alright session for getting drops, but the way I see it is this just kind of gets back some of what we're going to lose from training with all these potions, right? We're going to recoup some of the cost from the spending that. Get some water here. Yeah, so Conquest. That was cool. Yeah, that was cool you brought that up, Karma. I remember when that came out. I actually thought that was pretty fun. I haven't played it since. What I have played, I mean, not recently, but a couple weeks ago, I was playing Pest Control. That was one other mini game that I really liked. I actually might do. So I know I'm gonna continue on with this theme, maybe next week, or you know what I mean, like I still want to keep a Slayer theme, or at least a combat related top, you know, whether it be certain fights or this or that. But actually the Pest Control was pretty fun too. But now that I've been working on my levels, I'm sure my individual performance will be a lot better. What I would tend to do in Pest Control is I would go the same way each time, depending on the strength of my weapon. Like, is it a stab weapon? Is it a slash weapon? And just trying to remember which portal is weak to what, or you know what I mean? Which one isn't as strong against a certain attack style. And I do think you need to get void points for a couple things. I'm trying to remember what. That might be something I do over the weekend, or you know, maybe Monday or something. I don't know. But I do. That is a fun one too. I used to play Soul Wars, but not as much. I didn't really get into Soul Wars. It was kind of alright. I don't know how it is. I don't know how it is now. You will get a little bit of food from fighting them, but not too much. You'll get a couple lobsters maybe. But for me, because I actually take this, this damage from using the divines. I mean, it is nice having some of this backup food just in the event of a one-off, like a misclick, or I don't watch my prayer, something happens. I'd rather have it and not need it than I don't have it. It's not the best, but we'll still get. I can get back to full health one more time from these three, basically. Well, basically, I may as well just do that now. All right, we're pretty much there now. As far as pace goes, we've got 15 more to go. We've got 4.5 potions for prayer left. So it's basically every few kills you use a potion. When you think of it that way, it does get expensive. That's the reason one of the reasons why I was working on defense, though, is because when I bring the Dragonfire Shield, I know I'm not going to hit them as much, but I'm also not going to be hit as much too, so it kind of evens out. So it's almost like I'd rather would, when I'm fighting these enemies, I'd rather would just, like Kazad said earlier, you can have offense be your defense. That is one way to think of it. It depends on what your opponent, like what your matchup is. What's your enemy weak to? Like, I like fighting the dragons with the Grazi because they're weak to stab. So, I mean, I know they have like one defense against mage and range, but they don't like to be stabbed either. You can it just depends on what the weakness is of the enemy. We just have 11 more to go. We have about, 94,000 left on Slayer to 75. Hey, what's up, Scrumby? How you doing? Welcome. Good timing. We are about done with this task, and you'll get to see we're going to head on the next one here pretty soon. And we're gonna get to 73 here for the streak. And depending on how many more tasks I can get done in the stream, I mean, we might get to the next milestone one, maybe. Anyone offhand, do you know what the next milestone is after 50? Is it 100? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like for the streak to get like the bonus points. I'm trying to remember the intervals. If it was like you have 50 every 50 and then every 125, or I couldn't remember like some of the other ones. Like I couldn't remember. I just wanted to know if I was getting close to anything like that or not. Because then I can kind of just gauge how many points I'm gonna get to where if storing the task one is way out of my reach, then I'll just get the rune pouch, you know, stuff like that. Oh, at 100 you do. Okay. 250. Huh. All right. Hey, we got 4 more to go. Every 10th task. Oh, nice. Thanks, guys. Hey, thank you. Thank you both. I appreciate that. Oh, that's great. Okay. So, once you get to 1,000, does it reset? Does it reset back to 1? Or do you just keep going? I wonder if anyone's... Well, I mean, I'm sure people have gotten past 1,000, but I wonder if there's like a... Do they have like 5,200? You know what I mean? I'm on the 5,000th task. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay. The streaks. Two more to go. This should be all we'll need for prayer and potions. So we didn't quite need everything I brought, but basically, for at least this particular run, we did. So we'll get some of that cash back, though, because we're going to sell some of this rune stuff and herbs and all that. We'll make some of it back. Not too bad. Really not too bad. Oh, blood runes right at the end. Hey, we're done. All right, cool. We finished that task, and now we're on. We're gonna go to start the next one. Let me just kind of reset here for a moment. All right, just deposit some stuff. And then let's see. Oh, you know, my prayer's still on. Let me just take it. We'll just. Oh. I guess we'll just go to Varrock real quick. I don't have to worry about anything with farming for a good while, so really it's just going to be up to how many tasks for the stream we'll get to do, and maybe a miscellaneous thing here or there, but it's mostly a majority of it's going to be Slayer training. Hopefully I get a good task. I mean, these have been alright tasks, but I want to get Bloodvilles. That's my favorite one. We'll see. And then I think that'll be replaced with gargoyles probably, depending on, again, once we get to 75. Okay. Fire giants. All right. That's not too bad. All right. We'll make that quick. We'll make that one quick. I just fight them right around here. We'll just get some prayer back, and then we're going to continue on with the next task. I'm just gonna test now. Actually, wait. Let's get all set here. And for fire giants, you can go to a couple different areas. I like to go right here by the Slayer Master into this cave, west here, and then you can go for fire giants. There's an area right here to the southwest. That's where I tend to fight them now. I was fighting them in the was it the waterfall cave from the waterfall quest. And I actually fight them in this area, but it seems like somebody's here, but maybe not. We're going to see how well we do to tank off the bat. I may not even need protect against these guys now, I don't know. We'll see. I like how they drop the fire battle staffs or whatever. Pretty valuable. I like that a lot of these tasks are all kind of in a general area. So these fire giants seem to be okay with drops. I know they drop the rune scimitars. I've gotten a couple of them over time. They drop rune arrows. They do. They. I mean, it's okay stuff, but you do get big bones every time though. So if you're maybe your prayer's a bit lower, but you can pick up the big bones, and I mean, you'll get them on every kill. It's not too bad. Get some water here. Alrighty. Got some water here, and should be good for a little while. We ended up actually, I was just talking about that, and then I ended up getting the rune scimitar. When we started attack, I think it was like 338,000. And now we're at 262.5. That's pretty modest. I mean, that's pretty good. So that's what, like 76,000 XP since we started. Well, since we got the defense level. Yeah. Really, it's really kind of coming together now. And once I get on another, like, cow fight task, I might even gain another range level, too. Just from one task, probably. Well, we, one other thing, like, one other part of RuneScape that I'll kind of be going over with the videos that I work on and just anytime during a stream, but I know this is mostly Slayer focused. what I try to have tried, what I've tried to do over the years is get like better at, or just uh, be savvy with the like the grand exchange offers. I used to like when I first played uh, this game, or RuneScape, way back in the back you know not originally, but I mean before the grand exchange. I do remember a time without the grand exchange. It was interesting. It was interesting. That'll be for another day. But so right now, I wasn't expecting to get steel bars for the price that I had them in for. It was kind of just a long shot. I was just thinking based on the trend where the price was going. I'm like, okay, well, if I get them for this price, it'd be kind of interesting, right? And I just got 10,000 of them, which is the buy limit. So we're gonna see when I get back to the GE. We're gonna have to see. I don't like. I know there's a difference between having your long-term play of like investments and flipping items for gold. Historically, I've been a player that over time, not all on this with this character, but like historically, um, especially in RS3, when I was in RS3, I would flip a lot of bulk items like you know uh, bolts and dart tips and things like that for a lot of the gold that I ended up having. I remember one year, for whatever reason, I would buy a bunch of I think it was mithril nails, and the margins at that time were just superb, and I just did that for like a month, and it was crazy gold at the time. But every month, every day, like there's always an opportunity, but then there's always those items you got to watch out. If you commit too much of your resources to one item, maybe it'll go well. Most of the time it'll go well, but you can lose a fair amount of money in the GE too. Just the item tanks. Like if you buy Justiciar at 13 mil and it goes down to 11, that's kind of what happened to me. But because I've been training with Justiciar, I kind of write off a bit of that loss more so. But it doesn't. I mean, it's still like 2 mil is 2 mil, right? What else can you do to make it up, like in the GE? So when we go back there, I'll kind of go over maybe a couple items. Just on the side, I know this is more of like the Slayer episode, but I gotta go to the GE anyway. Maybe after this task, we'll get to that. And no way am I gonna say I'm the best ever in the game to do anything like that, or you know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, just from my experience, that's what I've tried to do to get some gold to just. It started out as just getting gold to have enough gold to work on certain like costly skills, herb lore, prayer, right? I wasn't meaning, it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to make this like grand empire and have billions because I'm just flipping everything in the RuneScape economy. That wasn't like my original ambition. I guess it could be like, oh, I mean, I do kind of somewhat do that, but not on like a grand scale. There are certain items that I focus on, but I focus on them very frequently throughout the day to continue that momentum. And the moment I get the sense that that item isn't doing well, I kind of try to mitigate any loss and just try to go to the next item, right? Much harder to find good items to merch with the tax on GE. It's a bit of a bummer. Yeah, right? Right. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Because, yeah. I don't know where everyone stands on that. My personal take, off the cuff, would just be... I get that they're doing that for, like, price manipulation to try to hedge against it. I feel like that happens in the game anyway, which is sad. It's subtle, but I do think some of the prices are controlled. I can't prove it. I don't know exactly which ones, but I mean, I see some prices someday and I'm like, okay, that's a little fishy. You know, the tax didn't help and that one didn't matter. It just makes it a little confusing for the player that's trying to sell it. Like, wait, I thought I was going to get this money, but I didn't? Why, you know? I mean, when that first happened, to me, I was kind of like, oh, well, I thought I was going to get this, you know? They mean well, but I actually, I don't know where I don't know. I don't remember there being a problem back in the day with that. So maybe that's a newer phenomenon. I don't remember that being a big deal. Maybe they know more than we. I don't know. You know, maybe they saw something in the data that they didn't like. And oh, we got 3,000 coins. That's cool. Hey, 3K coins. They should do more of that with some of these drops. That would actually be really cool. Oh, did I get back-to-back 3K coins? There's no way. Oh, I did. Wow, that's so cool. I got back-to-back 3K coins. That's awesome. I just said, I'm like, oh yeah, they should do that more often. Then I actually got it. They're listening. They're always watching. But, yeah. It's also a gold sink. They try and find ways to take money out of the game. Oh well, yeah, no, that's true. I do like that. You know what? I had an idea, Kazaa. I had an idea for that that money that they take out of the game. I don't know if you've ever heard of, or if anyone's ever heard of, like, Mario Party. I'm trying to remember which Mario Party it was. If it was the 4th game. But anyways, they had this, like, hotel or, like, restaurant, or maybe it was a hotel. And I don't know if it was just, like, it was like a resort area where it was just like you upgraded it over time based on how you did on the mini games. I can't remember now. But I'm like, oh, that'd be cool if they upgraded, if they had like a building in Varrock that was like not made. I'm not saying made out of gold, but like, you know, like the players, like the cumulative player input from all the trading and all the effort and all that. That'd be kind of cool if, like, over time this like cool building got built or some, I don't know, using like some of the funds from that. And then they could just say, like, oh, yeah, well, this is part of the lore. I don't know. Maybe that's a cool idea, maybe not. But that's kind of what I thought of just randomly. Oh, yeah. But yeah, it is a good gold sink, though, too. What I will say to kind of finish my thought on that, because I would be like, when you have an item that's 101 gold or 100 gold and you're selling it, You still, like, okay, you get... There's actually 299 price points. 100 GP sale becomes 99 GP sale, but we already have 99 GP sale. So it's double, you double dip it. You dip it twice. You get 99 twice. I think that's kind of awkward. I don't know, you know what I mean? So why would I even sell it at 100 if it's going to be 99 anyway? I just put them in for 99 because I'm like, well, why would I type the extra digit? I'm just going to put it at 99, you know what I mean? I'll actually get my offer in sooner. I'm being technical, but I'll get my offer in sooner if I just go 99. It's going to be anyways. It would be cool to see the gold go towards something rather than just into a void. Yeah, yeah, just into the nether realm. Yeah, exactly. That would be cool. We've got what, 41 of these to go, and then we're gonna be trying to get our next task. Welcome everybody. We are fighting some fire giants on the task we're on, and I just got a bit of rotation that I do. I know it's kind of robotic, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, this is just the method that I've got, like, memorized, like, just down pat, just like muscle memory. I kind of just go in a bit of a rotation here, but you can pick any one of these spots really to kind of take these giants on. I'm actually just using the one prayer. I'm using Piety, which, having that 85 defense has really helped me to where I'm not really... I mean, I've used up some food. I mean, I'm finally at my final bit of food here. Really not too bad. I mean, we're gonna probably save a 50 or so K just not having to use all these potions. So one way to look at it is, you know, instead of getting 50K in drops, if you save 50K, that's really like you found it on the ground and you know, you used the prayer, right? So, hey, what's going on? What's going on, Bomb? How you doing? Not bad, just chilling doing slayers. Hey, that's cool. That's cool. What task you got? And yeah, what's your level at for Slayer? I actually just got 74 today, so we're trying to get to 75 so we can take on the gargoyles. You are okay, Dagonaths and level 61. Hey, not bad at all. Wow. That's good. That's good to see. You got some levels there. Nice. Believe it or not, a couple weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, maybe it was, maybe it was a month ago now. But I was level 17 Slayer, and the levels that I got were from a couple quests that I did. My first task was Cal fights, and I'm like, well, how am I gonna level up? I don't, you know, I couldn't remember where Cal fights even were, so I was like, well. But yeah, we've come a long way, though, from that time. And my farming and my hunter were both level 1. My hunter was level 1 for the longest time. That was probably 1 for until like 2 weeks ago. I was literally like, well, how am I going to level up hunter? I didn't even remember what to do. I was like, oh yeah. Because they added that skill kind of towards the end of when I was playing initially. Like, I mean, I did hunter. I mean, I set out the box traps and I got the chinchompas and stuff like that. You know, I think I stopped at the red ones. So I mean, I had done the hunter training before, but getting back into it after many years, I was trying to remember what you even do, you know? That's part of it too, is like when you get back into playing the game, it's like, where do I go again? You know, I just needed to, I saw that they added these, you know, like the birdhouses. That's still relatively new to me as an update, but I think that's actually kind of fun. And depending on your hunter level, you can get more bird nests. I think that's pretty interesting. I was kind of tempted to just pick a day and just level up a couple more to see if I'd get more bird nests. Like, oh yeah, because you get what, almost 8K per each one. Hey, what's up, Comet? Hey, it's been a minute. How you doing, Comet? Have you played RuneScape, Comet? Got 23 more to go for the task that we're on, and then we're gonna head on back to the Slayer Master for the next one. Yeah, so Comet, we played some, was it Black Ops, the Cold War? Lots of multiplayer. Good teammate. Comet was a good player, you know? That's one thing I do miss about like the Call of Duty, just good teammates, like good like having that, like the competitive back and forth, but you have like teammates you can count on. Like I know like you can in here with bossing, so that's like an equivalent, right? So that I look forward to that. I'm just saying from like an FPS perspective, like you know, like Call of Duty. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Yeah, after RuneScape, it was around the same. It was kind of around the same time when Hunter came out, and you know they had like other. It was what 06, 07 or what have you around that time. But then Gears of War, I played a lot of Gears of War, and I took some time away. I think maybe I did play RS still for a little bit. It's nice to be kind of back to playing this. I do play too much, but for what I've tried to do in game, really trying to work on these levels, it's been kind of crazy. We are about 6 weeks in here, maybe a little bit over now. These are my skills, the levels for my skills right now. Let me go back to that. I'm gonna throw Protect on real quick. Just while I'm talking, maybe I'll miss when I get damaged. I don't want to. Anyways, we've got like I was saying earlier, my hunter was level 1 for like a month. I think that was the last skill I actually leveled up from 1 to. I think I got it to. Well, like level 9. I got the 1000 XP, and I was like, oh, cool. It's not level 1 anymore. I haven't actually trained Hunter the standard way yet, though. Like whatever the standard way is with like Chinchampas or anything. I haven't even done the quest. I mean, I've done it, but I've done the quest before. What, Eagle's Peak, I believe it is. I have done it. It's just many years ago. Like, I was hype about when Hunter originally launched, of course, I pretty much did everything at the time. You go, certain amount of years and kind of come back into it. There's still a lot I'm trying to unpack with this game and try to remember from what I used to do. Which is, I mean, that's a good challenge with a game like RuneScape. It's fun to kind of revisit what you used to do and, is it a skill that I still like to train, or is it, like, I was training crafting for a while. I wasn't much of a crafter before. I'm burned out from it now because I put so much time into it in a short span. But for what it is, for what it's worth, I'm at like 500,000 people on the leaderboards, which compared to other skills, I think that's my best skill in terms of ranking. So from that standpoint, I was doing something right. Yeah, I was doing something I was training at a slower rate probably than a lot of others, but it was early money making where I was just trying to get my strategy down for how I wanted to make gold in this game again. I kind of was just like, all right, well, let me just take what I'm given. Let me just start out, just have that like humble start, just get the, 300-400K per hour and just kind of grind and just kind of go that route and then just build up. And, with that mindset that kind of has led to eventually getting, Amulet of Fury. But this wasn't, trust me, like this wasn't overnight. This was weeks and weeks of I was dedicated to just getting quicker with my route, my process, trying to buy the materials a little bit cheaper, and all that. We are done with that task. Now we've completed that, so let's go ahead and head back to the Slayer Master. And I like how they tell you at the end, like what your stats were and all that. Oh, okay, so this is the second time now. We're going to fight some more greater demons. Okay. Alright. That's the second time for the stream. We'll just take a moment here. Let me get what I need. All right. And I do need to go to the GE real quick, so we may as well. We'll go to the GE. We'll bank and do everything there, and then I'm gonna go back to the Chasm of Fire. All right. So this is more like impromptu, but I've always had a passion for, like in other games, some of you might have seen my other videos with like, in Dead Frontier 2, I made a couple market guides for like the market in Dead Frontier 2, what you could do to get more money in that game. And so I guess, I mean, just while we're here, I may as well kind of go through the thought process, what I'm thinking. There's going to be a bit to unpack. I mean, I've been doing this for many years, so, let's just kind of see here. So, probably will need the wiki's help, but so like, okay, so steel bars, okay? They've been going up and up and up and up for the past couple of weeks, okay? And now I saw the trend, they're going down and down and down and down. I'm not entirely sure if this was a totally safe buy, but I'm like, okay. I put my offer like 10 GP under the current floor that I saw, Now that that's been reached, I'm like, okay, well, something's up. Because this would have taken a month to buy before. You see what I mean? So 536. There's no way they're gonna sell for 644. It hasn't updated, so I kind of have to guess, unless I use the wiki. On the stream, I'm kind of on stream, so I'm kind of going off of memory. I gotta think, what's a good profit to make on 10,000? If you make 30 GP on each one, that's 300k, right? So I think I was buying them for 536, so let's just try like 566. I'm gonna pick that up. I don't know what this is. See, I just saw 16k and I'm like, oh sweet. I knew there was a catch. Sometimes what I like to do is I like to just put it for a GP and just say whatever. It was free anyway. Oh, okay, 13k. Oh sweet, thank you. Hey, it wasn't my item anyway, so I'm like, alright, cool, thank you. I'm just gonna kind of note some of this, the drop stuff, and we're just gonna start selling some real quick, and then I'm gonna get back to the task. I just wanted to show you here real quick, because I had it in mind to talk about that topic. I don't know if they're gonna sell for 566. Judging by the fact that they haven't sold yet, that's probably on the upper end or out of range. Which is crazy because they were 100 GP over that like a couple days ago, right? We're just going to sell some of this rune stuff here. Again, this has been accumulated over a couple hours of fighting Slayer monsters. Results might vary depending on what you fight for the gold. We'll just sell some of this stuff here. I know a slight detour, but just trying to change it up a little bit instead of it just being all fighting. We're almost done just selling some of this stuff. And then I'll give you one more money maker, and then we'll kind of resume with the tasks. I know these herbs usually insta-sell, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright. And yeah, I do sell stuff like weeds because it's just a couple clicks and it sells, you know? Alright, so here's the play, right? I'll go over my thinking on some of these, and you can copy the offers, you can go one coin over. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, we're all, it's a community, right? We're all just trying to help out. And all right, so here's the deal, right? When I look at the wiki, what I've noticed with cannonballs is one time per day, there are cannonballs that are in bulk around 270, 280 coins. Around the buy limit, I just leave this overnight and hope I get them. Steel dart tips are also an excellent money maker. Depending on how many you buy and depending on your margin, you can make over 100k a flip. Hope that helps you if you decide to try it. Okay, so we are going to resume here. Let me just get the usual stuff. I think I need to bring the Draman staff here because we're going to be utilizing the fairy rings. Let's get some food and then we're going to head on out. And I always bring a tab just in case, not that I necessarily think I need to for, you know, the greater demons. It's more of in case I get any latency. All right, and then last one here, we're gonna. Let me just do it this way. We'll go to the altar, get some prayer, and then we're gonna head to the fairy ring. I know it's gonna be a bit of a trek, but we're kind of in between tasks right now, anyway. But yeah, one last point on that the market conversation. What I try to do is I try to keep my offers on items that are under 100 gold so that I don't have to pay the convenience fee. And that's honestly one of the main factors in it. If you can buy in bulk under 100 GP and you can make a good profit, I think that's the way to go. If you're trying to get in like the mid tier, like if you're just trying to get some momentum there. If you're not trying to pay a large amount of tax all the time. All right, we're gonna go to the Chasm of Fire, like I was saying before, in Great Korend. So it's was it DJR? So DJR with your the Draman staff. And then we're going to go back down the chasm here, and we're gonna take out some more of these. We fought these. This was the first task that I had for Slayer earlier, but now we get to kind of double up and kind of fight them again. It's an alright task. I was kind of hoping for Calphas, to be honest with you. Well, Bloodvelds or Calphites. But anyways, we are here just to get this task started, and we got a fair amount of these to fight, so that might actually take an hour. Maybe 50 minutes, I'll have to see. We have enough supply to make it down here, I'm pretty sure. But if you get a task like this in bulk, I mean, if it's a bit too much to kind of go all at once, I would just go half and half or like a quarter, or you know what I mean? Because sometimes with these tasks, it's like, oh yeah, you gotta take out 200 of this. Well, typically that's not done in an hour. Now that I've been leveling up, I mean, it's more, it's more in reach, but it's still, I mean, you're really pushing it. So I would just do like, if it seems like a bit of a grind, you still have a goal in mind of which level you want to get to, right? Just go, half at a time or a quarter at a time. And it's like with a quest or anything else. Just methodically just kind of chip away at it. And that's what I've had to do the first couple times I was fighting, say, like the blue dragons. I wasn't really hitting them all that well with the dragon sword. But I stuck with it. Eventually got the Grazi and just tried to keep getting more XP per hour and all that. There's a couple different areas you could go for or go to here. I'll actually, just for variety's sake, I'll kind of go over to one of the other spots. I can always fight here, but so you can go. I mean, there is a fair amount of these everywhere, so you can just go to more of an area that might seem a bit faster for you. Like this, actually, they seem to be grouped up pretty well here, so this might be a little bit better. Like, I mean, I know it's all just kind of, some of it's just like a bit lucky too, like the timing of things. There are 4 that are right here, so we'll try it, or we'll, you know, each area for a little while, a couple different fights here, and then we'll keep moving around a little bit. Just try to change it up so it's not just the same routine. This has been a pretty fun series, though. It's been great to kind of get back to streaming again. I know I had a bit of a hiatus, but, you know, I was just working on the skills for this game, just seeing what I wanted to kind of discuss and kind of think would be a good theme for starting out for the channel, you know. And judging by the numbers, Slayer is a topic that it does seem to resonate. So I'm going to try to do that to the best of my ability. I know I may not run through these tasks the quickest or what have you. I mean, there are other methods like we've shown with some of the tasks. Like some have been kind enough to kind of go over that, like, you know, Jonathan, Kazaa, like with the cannon, the use of the cannon. There's other methods like ice barrage and etc. Right? So we're going to kind of be working up towards doing that stuff, which is going to be really helpful, exponentially so in ways, depending on your task. Multi-combat, it's pretty important to get a multi-combat task, really. Any task where you can use a cannon, or, you know what I mean? But when I don't get a task like that, I kind of take it as an opportunity as like, okay, well, I will get a chance to work on a combat skill regardless. So I will get a chance to continue to train, attack, or whatever the case may be. And then once I get the better tasks, well, it's even better, because then I can add ranged into the fray and get some XP for that as well. Because that is, of my combat skills, like of my, you know, of the different stances or part of the combat triangle, ranged is noticeably my weakest of the skills. Part of that is I'm not much of a ranger. I never really was. I don't have anything against it. It's just not quite me. But that said, I do want to improve it and at least get it to maybe 70 over time, just to get that more with where prayer is, just in the 70s. If I can do that, I feel like that'd be pretty solid. And if I can get another level here, another level there, even better, right? I wanted to get some of these other skills out of the way, more so. Crafting. I wanted to get a good start on construction and farming. I haven't really done much with construction since I got it to 64. I was just going for the one altar for prayer. That's the reason why I got to 64. Trust me, I wasn't too excited. I'm like, oh yes, I'm gonna spend millions on going and leveling up construction. But no, I mean, rune crafting is by far my slowest skill right now. Rune crafting is the current skill that I train with Tears of Guthix points. I'm just being honest. So the 2 times that I've played Tears of the Gothic so far since I came back from many years of not playing, I've used that for rune crafting. I've gained a couple levels with doing that, so it's alright, you know? You gotta do what you gotta do, right? If I'm able to play that minigame, that Rift minigame, and it doesn't bother me where it's like the graphics bug me, I will give it a try, and that'll actually probably be pretty cool for XP. Relative to the current method. You know? And then fishing and mining are 2 other ones. I guess fishing is a bit easier than mining, but yikes, I don't know. I used to fish a lot more in the day, but for me, I feel like I could be just doing 10 other things. And when I see that I don't catch a fish for a minute when I've cast the line, I'm like, well, I don't know. Would it really take that long to get a fish? I don't know, you know? Like, okay. That's why I'm not quite as, like, excited about it. I have nothing against it. It's just not me. But I do want to at least get another level or 2 though, because I do for a couple quests, or at least I think it's a Hero's Quest. I know you can boost it with the Admiral Pie. I do want to get another level or 2, so that's fine. I'll probably be doing that over the weekend though. I'm relatively close to a mining level, so I guess I could. Fishing I could, right? You know what I mean? I would like to get every skill like over 50 or over, you know. So at some point I'm just gonna have to find a way to do better with thieving too. Again, it's just another one of those skills. I feel like once you get to a certain point, you can level up pretty quick, but getting it there is really kind of a grind, you know. I'd rather grind combat than grind thieving. I guess that's how I view it. It's going to be different for everybody, though. I could be totally wrong. We are getting to around 200,000 XP left to go for attack to 86, which would be nice. That'll be kind of big time because we'll just be 1 level away from getting to the next bonus level, if you will, for what you get from boosted stats from the Divine Super Combat. Hey, these tunas are gonna keep me alive. It's kind of funny. I've got 2 tunas just chilling here. I may as well just use them up, you know. Take the opportunity to eat in between battles and just... Because I do want to have a bit of a stretch where I tank for a little while. I'm actually gonna do that now. Yeah, let me do that now. We'll fight without protect for a little bit. We've got to take out 130 more of these, so we're gonna be here for a little bit. Actually, after this kill, I'll probably go over here and just change it up a little bit, kind of where we're fighting, kind of move around. I'll show you a bit more of this area. In case you haven't really been to the Chasm of Fire, I haven't really been here much myself. Just really these couple times for various, you know, the tasks I'm on. I haven't really thought to be around this area otherwise, you know. So from the look of things, I mean, it's pretty well balanced where you've got 3 of these enemies kind of by each other in a pattern usually all the time. So it doesn't matter too much where you fight them. It's kind of where you're comfortable, I would say. I kind of feel like I'm out of sorts or out of place when I'm this far away. I don't know, it's just like a habit. Wherever you want to train, I mean, just have a bit of fun with it, right? I do wish that this lava wasn't so bright. Like, to me, it's like bright like the sun, so I can't really fight in this area too long before I kind of notice it. It's like I'm looking at the sun, which isn't good, don't do it. No. I would like to be able to, like, mitigate it somehow, but I don't know how you can. I feel like if I'm on the top level or if I'm on a high level, I don't know. I guess maybe it takes away from the immersion, but I personally don't know. To me, I kind of think this is a bit too much going on. I'd be fine if I didn't see it, but I understand why they do it too. It's whatever, you know. I just wish you could tone it down or maybe make it a different color. Like if it was the color of water, yeah, I know that doesn't make sense because it's lava, but it would just be a lot. It just wouldn't be so bright, you know what I mean? On RuneLite, there is a plugin called Low Detail that wouldn't show the lower levels. Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay. That's good to know. And someone did tell me that with RuneLite you can do something about Soul Heritage special attack too, like how it looks. Or I can't remember what. I think Brandon said. I can't remember what he said though. He sent it to me in the chat. So that gave me a bit of hope, like, oh, maybe one day I could do the Colosseum. Honestly, guys, it's kind of like these silly things from stopping me from totally doing what I want to do with these games. It's just like having the most fun I could. It's just certain graphic things bug me. I don't know, you know. It's kind of lame, but it is what it is. I try not to just... I'm not complaining about it. It's just kind of like the reality, though. But anyways, kind of just trying to go through the different spots just to see. I mean, it seems like from a training perspective, it doesn't really kind of matter as long as you're going in between the different enemies and rotating and just kind of keeping up with the spawns and everything. You will get a good amount of XP pretty much wherever you're at. We've got 111 left to go. Not too bad considering we were at what, like 185? We'll kind of work our way going back the other way now. Just wanted to kind of show others where you can kind of go to train. Like if you want to kind of go over here for a little while or whatever, you know, pretty cool. Just a change of pace. Also, animation smoothing, very nice. Oh, okay. Animation smoothing. Oh, okay. I'll have to look at that. I do appreciate all the tips, guys. Honestly, it's been invaluable over the past couple of days. Like everyone, a lot of you have just been generous, and it's just kind of been it's just been good to see. Kind of coming back to this game after having just the long hiatus away. You know. That's cool. I'll try to make the most of it. There are certain things that are still probably going to, regardless of what I do, but if I can mitigate it 10%, anything will help. Just trust me, it does get a little bit annoying. Like, oh yeah, you can't do this. I never used to have that. You know what I mean? But we're just going to kind of move around here, and we are, again, keeping in mind, once we get to level 75, the goal is going to be to hopefully get a gargoyle task relatively quickly thereafter, because I would like to get a gargoyle task, even just to kind of fight them again, but just to see, like, that's kind of like a milestone, you know? Like, hey, now we've got to the point where we can fight gargoyles, which are a pretty solid moneymaker when you're not doing, like, GE, like, flipping, or, you know what I mean? Like, anything like that, or bossing, or... It's still pretty respectable with the gold you could get per hour. A lot of it depends on if you get the granite mole, but you can still get, like others were saying, you can get, from what I saw, the limited, like, one video I saw, people fighting them, you can get a lot of rune drops too, which is, I think that's pretty cool. You'll want to bring, like, the high elk runes, but that's a good problem to have, you know, when you have enough rune items where it's like your inventory management is, you're trying to juggle that. That's a good problem, because you know you're getting a fair amount of them, right? Well, we're about halfway done with this task now, which is pretty cool. We've been at this for about 20 minutes now. Hey, speaking of rune stuff, we just got a rune full helm. Nice. Thank you. How generous of you. We'll add that to the collection here. Oh, and you know, with all the times I've seen this message, that I would have gotten a hard clue scroll, the clue that I'm on, I think I have one step left to go, but it's that one where it's like, I'll have to show you on the map what I mean, but it's like towards the Elven area. It's like this pass or somewhere. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I haven't done Morning Ends 1 or whichever quest it is, and I was like, oh, well, that's a bummer, because I can't go the way I want to go to dig up where the treasure would be or whatever. So I've been stuck on this clue for literally 3 weeks. I didn't want to get quest burnout, because I had done like 5 quests already that day, so I'm like, alright, well, I kind of put it off, and then one day becomes 2, and you know what I mean? So I think that's all it comes down to, is just doing another... I don't know if it's starting the quest, or if you have to do it. I can't remember. You always have that edge hope of getting something nice from a blue scroll, you know? Hey, maybe it'll be me. Maybe I'll be lucky and get something really fun, but I don't know. I think of the couple that I've done, I think they were okay for what, you know, like the tier that they were. It wasn't like anything amazing. just about halfway to the 1,000 for 185k to go with attack here to 86. We started out at like 338k. And I don't know how many hours that's been, if it's an hour and a half. Based on my experience rate, I'm kind of thinking that's probably the ballpark, but I don't know. 70k left to go on HP 86, though. That's cool. And we have just under 70,000 XP now for Slayer 75, which to me will kind of be a big deal. Because the fact that I'm even remotely close to my fletching now, given that Slayer's relatively slow to train, that's saying something. Either I've been slacking on my fletching training, or you know what I mean, or just really training Slayer, you know. So we've been doing pretty good without Protect. We've just been using Piety. So that has really allowed us to be down here a lot longer. It gives us a chance to finish the task without having to go to the bank again. As long as my food holds up, which... Again, we do get some tuna from these. It's not something you can, like, bank on always, but maybe we'll get another tuna by the time we get down low again. You know what I mean? Don't bet on it. If you do, you know, cool, right? One thing I will say about these enemies is it seems like they have their aggro to you pretty often. You don't really have to reset it, which is interesting. Like, I know with crabs you have to, like, what, every 10 minutes because they get used to you, tolerant or whatever of you. But if you stand, like, right in the middle against these, they will continue to attack you. Like, usually. Yeah. I was actually just waiting to see if it would. Because that's kind of cool, because then I can take a break for a second. Just kind of chill, you know? Yeah, just try to find what works for you, and this isn't my favorite task by any means, but at least I know where to go to complete it now. When I was first trying to figure out where I wanted to train to, you know, complete these tasks, going through like the dungeon list of where to go, this seemed to be as good of a place as any, so I'm like, alright. Let me just try it, and it's not bad. I mean, you do lose one inventory slot just because you have to bring the Draman staff if you want to get here quickly with the fairy ring method. But is that really a big deal? You know, I do save a fair amount of time with that, so I guess that's kind of worth it in its own way. Just got to be a little bit more aware of where I'm at with supplies and be mindful of, okay, you know, like my pace. Can I sustain this effort for another 15-20 minutes, right? If yes, then okay, well, let's continue on with the rate. I sometimes will have to make an adjustment on the fly for, okay, I need to switch prayers or this or that to kind of, maybe I only use one prayer, and you know, or maybe when I'm out of food I kind of have to use two with one of the protect methods to get out of a situation, and then kind of you live to fight another day. Like if it's a tough assignment, you know. Have you tried out 2004 Scape? You know, so Jonathan, I've seen like recommended videos for that, but I didn't really know what the difference was. And I was like, wait. No, but I have seen like some topics about it, but I don't really know too much difference about it though. What's something noteworthy that you took away from that one? We've got 42 more to go, and actually a pretty good rate here. I'm trying to think if it's like 20 every 5 minutes, or I can't remember. So we're probably about 10 minutes away from wrapping up this task. Maybe this will help you out if you're stuck on a certain task, or maybe you get these as a task later on. They're an alright task, I guess. I'm still getting a fair amount of XP for combat. The drops can be alright, like with some of these full helms for rune. You do get some runes. I'm not going to say it's excellent. It's just probably lackluster. If you need some chaos runes, I mean, they'll drop them. I would like to get steel dragons as my task, though. That would be cool. I like taking them. Sometimes I'm just kind of like motivated to just fight them anyway, but I want the Slayer. I want the bonus with the Slayer helmet, though. I may as well just wait. I look forward to it, though. You know? It was a fun experience trying it out, but not something I would be able to play for a long time. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I understand that. Alright. So we've got a couple tunas left. Holding down the fort here. 32 more of these enemies to go. Doing the math, I will probably have to go with Protect here halfway into this, probably. And it would be a brief moment in time because we're going to be almost done with this task anyway, so it's totally fine. We've pretty much achieved the objective here, right? We've lasted long enough with food where we kind of mitigated some of the cost. That's all right. It wasn't ideal or optimal, but it was still something, right? So we'll take it. Anything you can do to save another 10k here, 20k there, it really does add up over the time you play this game. Before you know it, it'll be 100k. It'll be, you know what I mean? Just kind of look at it from that vantage point, if that helps. Don't be discouraged if the spend might be a bit much out of the gate. The more you get levels towards a certain skill, like say strength, or you're just going to get more out of your training. Like that's how I'm just trying to like keep that momentum going of, okay, well, yeah, this is a fair amount of spend, but once I get my once I get more accurate, stronger, I'm gonna get more like deal more DPS and this like that, and you'll just get more out of what you're spending. You know, it's just not gonna be as big of a deal. And then once combat gets to a certain point and you can do raids or, you know, bosses, you got a group or a squad that wants to kind of do those. I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, a lot of these raids weren't around like when I played. You know, like you've got the Theater of Blood, you've got the Tombs of Amasket. Again, those are things that I've got to look in to see if I can do based on what the bosses do as their special attacks. Are they flashy? Are they just normal attacks where I can, no problem? I don't know that. So. But if you're able to, and it's not a problem for you, you know, that could be an opportunity to get some good uniques once you see it through. But besides that, I mean, Slayer's pretty good for money making too. That's part of the reason why I've gotten as far as I have, because I do see the potential with monsters such as gargoyles, and I think, yeah, you get the abyssal demons because they can drop the whips, right? So I don't think I've actually fought them. I know I haven't fought them in this. I think I did in RS3. I can't remember. The only way I would have got my Slayer in that game would have been probably the Squeal Wheel, which is, I know, a topic for another day. That's kind of the reason why I stopped RS3, to be honest with you. I just wasn't a fan of that. Just seeing everyone run around with all the different skill capes, it just seemed like it was so easy to get. It kind of took away from some of the difficulty, where it was just how the skill was, you know. Slayer is one of those where, yeah, if I can get to 75, that'd be just great. We've got 12 more to go, and I think we should be good on... We're good on health, we're good on potions, we got 3 minutes left. I think we can do this. I think we can do this right before this is 0. And I think maybe we could do this with like one more use from a prayer potion, but I gotta be like precise. A lot has to go right. More than likely, it's likely I'm gonna have to go with another dose here. Well, maybe not. 5 more to go. I get the average on how many are left for how many points are kind of drained. We're going to be really close. I think we're going to be just shy. We're going to be just shy, chat. We'll probably be at 2 left to go, and then this will drain, so... Oh, wait. No. Yeah, we were 1 away. Oh, well. We were 1 away, chat. Hey, we did it! Cool. Now we're at 331 points. We can get back to civilization. We're back to civilization. Back to Varrock. Hey, we're selling the steel bars. Nice. You know what? That's perfect timing. That's perfect timing, because we were going to go check the GE anyways. I was going to actually adjust that offer because I thought, I mean, I was going off of memory. I wasn't using the wiki for, you know, guidance on that. I just figured that that would be a good margin, though, you know? Hey, we got a complimentary tuna on the house, so I may as well just eat that real quick. Alright. Oh, hey, this... Oh, wow, they're selling really well. That's great. Okay. Hey, cool. Actually, I like to keep the Chaos Runes, personally. I kind of build up a little bit of a supply of those. I kind of sell some of the other ones. So we're just going to take a second here. Let me just... we're going to get the next task, and we're going to come back to the GE, because I got to come back here anyways. We've been kind of just... I know they've seemed to take a while, these tasks, but we have done a fair amount of tasks. We're at 75 completed now. From when I started the series a couple days ago, you could go back to like the first minute of the first stream, and I think it was like 51 or something. So yeah, we've, I mean, a fair amount of tasks done in a few days. Okay, we got fire giants again. We keep striking out because I wanted to get, yeah, go away. I wanted to get, that's a bummer. I want to get Bloodvelds for the stream. I want to get Bloodvelds like one time. You know? For just some reason, I like that task. I don't know what it is. They're kind of funny to fight. It's kind of like I'm fighting crabs, you know? No offense to Crab if you're there, Crab. I think Crab is maybe out of pocket, but maybe Crab will be here. I don't know. Hey, we sold them. Nice. All right. So that was I have to think of what the profit was on that. All right. I guess we'll know once I redo my offer. Alright. Let me just check the GE. Alright, so basically they took away 5 off of the... Okay, so we made 250k on this. So that's more money than I've made on the Slayer tasks. We're just gonna roll that money back into steel bars. I bought them at 536 last time. The price seems to be going down, down. I mean, you know what I mean? And then this is just a, for instance, it doesn't have to buy for that. That's just like me being conservative. If you get them, then great. If not, then it's not a big deal. The market, the bars should be going up. I'm not sure why they're going down. I don't know if it's a bot issue or I don't know what the emphasis is there. Mithril was kind of surprised. The Mithril bars were when I was training smithing, when I was really working on smithing here, right before they announced the sailing skill, like right before they did the alpha, Mithril bars were like 700 something, and then they jumped up to like 950. Crazy. But we're gonna fight some fire giants here. I probably don't need that many potions, to be honest with you. We'll just get some food, right? Sharks have been my go-to, but I know that there are the anglerfish, and there's a couple other ones too. So like I said earlier, oh, someone's already at Bloodvelds. They're at, okay. See, they've got their cannon. They know what they're doing. There you go. They're taking on the world of Bloodvelds. We've got 157 KXP left to 86. Pretty cool. We're gonna do one more task after this one. We'll do one more task after this one. And just to wrap up with the GE, I actually don't frequently trade steel bars at all. That was just a spur of the moment, kind of random hunch that I had. Mostly, I just like with the hunter run, like the birdhouse runs, the farming. With the fruit trees. The fruit trees, the papayas are actually pretty good for gold, too. That was kind of interesting to see that. Because I think papayas are used as payment for one of the other trees, too. I can't remember which one. So, that's always, you know, something to consider. Yeah, I do appreciate the feedback. You know, everyone's good to see everyone stopping by today for the stream for the weekend here. Try to make this as informative, helpful as I possibly can convey. And given that this is still relatively new for me to stream as far as like the game goes, I'm just continuing to try every day to like refine my approach, you know, work on any audio or anything that might arise, but I feel like it's in a solid place right now. Just again, you know, in the coming days, I do want to finish a couple quests. Maybe that'll be a stream too, or I don't know. Pest control's an idea, but just general playing too. Like, if there's like a boss that I want to start to fight, or you know what I mean. There's just other ideas I have. Obviously, Slayer is a fun one, but I don't want to do only one thing all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I do want to see what else I can, what other topics and kind of ground I can cover. I wasn't expecting to get Slayer to where I did. You know, with this skill, I kind of always thought it would be perpetually like, oh yeah, this will be in like the low 40s, maybe 50 at best. So at least it's good to see, like, it's been a lot of work, you guys know. But we're starting to make some progress here. I don't think I'm going to get 75 tonight. But tomorrow I think will be pretty good for that. So maybe for Monday's stream, maybe that'll be, maybe we'll get a gargoyle task. We'll see. It's kind of funny seeing like the design of this. I like the design of this. It's kind of funny seeing like the hellhounds are just all chilling together in their little pack. They're just endlessly moving back and forth. Funny to me. You're not allowed to move away from your zone. Probably for good reason, but you know, just outside of that construct. Oh, hey, we got another steel bar. Nice. Got about 140,000 left, 86 on the attack here. Just under 60,000 now, left to go for 75 on Slayer. What I'm thinking of doing, like, looking ahead with some of these quests, like with some of like the big, like the good rewards you get from like the Grandmaster quests and stuff. I'm thinking like the XP lamps, the 50, like the 50k ones. I guess, well, you have to be a certain level, right? But if I can get some of these skills to that level threshold, it would be really nice to get 50,000 XP for like rune crafting or agility or Slayer, you know what I mean? Initially, I thought, I'm like, oh, well, what am I going to do about farming? But now that I think I've got farming down now, so it's like certain skills I'm not really worried about anymore, which is kind of nice. I've kind of turned the page on that, and really, I've narrowed it down to agility, thieving, fishing, mining, and runecraft as like my 5 skills where I'd be like, all right, I'm using XP lamps. You know what I mean? I mean, wood cutting might be an outside 6th, but I don't mind wood cutting, actually. I know it's not the fastest in the game, but I mean, it's alright, though. I just can't mine. I can't mine for hours. I can't do it. I can mine. It's just like when I get a level, I'm kind of done, you know? With combat, I just kind of keep going. When I get a mining level, I'm like, alright, I'm good. I'm good. I've done enough picking up and dropping. I'm like, too much clicking. Too much spam clicking for me. There's got to be an easier way to mine. Maybe I'm missing something. Like fishing's more AFK. Oh, we got 3,000 coins. Nice. Got some blood runes as well. Hey, we got the blood runes. I thought I saw them over there. Just get a little bit of cash back. We have 68 more to go, and then we're going to look at what the last task is for the stream. I'm going to see if it's one that I can do tonight, or if it's one that I'm going to wait for later, you know. I have been playing for a little while now. Been a pretty good session, though, honestly. Good to see everyone here today. You know, it's been a good stream. I'm kind of hoping that this series takes off, and I'm trying to do my best with it, and would really be cool just continuing that, get that momentum. Just trying to help people at the end of the day, like through this example. If there's something that someone can take away, even if there's a lot that someone might know about the game, maybe there's something I do that's maybe helpful, or something gives an idea or anything, you know? That's part of the reason why I do this too. I would like to eventually get to a point where, as long as I'm able to, I would like to do bosses and raids. That's ultimately why I'm going through this progression of getting all the combat up the way I am and everything. If we could get kind of like a team going of people that want to participate at some point. I'm not saying like tomorrow, but I mean soon, you know, that'd be kind of cool to try. I know there's prereqs probably I got to do for some of all that, you know. That's kind of in top of mind, though. I think that'd be fun. I think that'd be really fun for like a stream. Get like chat like everybody. We just kind of fight whatever boss, you know. I don't know. Could be fun. Like, you've seen probably enough of how I'm fighting, where I guess I would be kind of like a tank. Like, I would just think of, you know, I'll take the hit, or I'll take the aggro. Someone that's a bit higher level than me can deal the more DPS. I'm just going to keep working at the combat, you know. Before we know it, we're going to be at 86 attack, and I'm just trying to get one level at a time. Thanks for the like, guys. Appreciate it. Welcome. We are fighting some fire giants right now on a Slayer task. And then that will be the 76th in a row for the streak. So we're getting one more closer to the 80th in a row, which will be some bonus points. And we're going to find out here shortly what the next task will be. And it might be one that I do for this stream, or maybe because I have been playing for a while, maybe I save it for tomorrow. So, for anyone just joining, this is the current equipment setup that I am running when I am on my Slayer tasks. I'm not going to say I'm a pro at all by any means, but I do think that I do have some experience now underway with strategy I've been kind of using to get these tasks to go by a little bit quicker. The Slayer helmet, as you probably saw with the premise of the video, the Slayer helmet is really excellent. It's just, I can't say enough of positives about this helmet. It's, you know, best in slot for Slayer. Really been so clutch to use, and just seeing the before and after with like the damage output and then like the, you know, the accuracy too. We're really not missing these fire giants at all. With the Dragon Defender too, you know what I mean? So you're not really leaving XP on the table. I think that's an important, one other important point I wanted to bring up was the way, like, training with this method with Piety. We've got Piety going. We've got, you know, like I said, the Slayer helmet. This has led to anywhere from 95 to 115,000 XP per hour in the combat stat that I'm training. A third of that number for HP, and then 20 to 30k maybe tops with Slayer per hour as well. You add all that up, that's about 180,000 per hour distributed amongst 3 skills. So 60k is about your average. To put that in perspective, when I was training at the Ammonite Crabs Fossil Island, I was getting about, when I was like in the lower 80s, like 80, 81 of these statistics, and not having Piety or the Slayer Helm, I was getting like 78,000 without Slayer XP. So that would be like an asterisk. I would have a few more levels for sure had I been doing Slayer sooner. Guaranteed. But there's, I think, a reason why some of that kind of happens the way it does. So it's probably ended up being a good thing. It just, you know, the sooner I get to 75, which is a goal of mine, you know, the better. We've got 35 more of these to go. And we are then going to get on to the next task. Just to see what it is we'll be trying to take out for the next assignment. At this particular point, I'm going to forego using Protect right now. And I will tank a little bit. They'll still hit me. But I'm going to use up some of this food that I brought, because I'd rather use a 1k shark than drain a 9k potion, right? I'm gonna see how much I can do that before we are done with the 30 for the goal. So it's like an 8K difference per item, right? Got a rune scimitar, pretty decent. We'll take that. Add that to the treasury. Add that to the coffer. Alrighty, very cool. We got a collection of herbs, a little bit of everything. You get a lot of Ranars from fighting the aberrant specters. Just throwing that out there. Like they give a lot for how many you can take out in an hour. You could probably make over 100K just getting Ranars from fighting those specifically. You know, give or take. You know what I mean. You just got to make sure you've got a Slayer helmet or a nose peg, I believe, and you don't have to really worry about them. I think they just attack with magic, so as long as you got high magic where you protect from magic, you're totally fine. Alright, so we are doing a fairly good job of tanking here. Really not taking too much in the way of damage. That's why I like to get one more defense level, just because even with the defender we can kind of do this. But if I had my Dragonfire shield, I don't think that these would be hitting me at all, just because of the defense bonus, right? So this is with an asterisk of using the defender for offensive purpose, right? I want to hit more often, and I want to consistently, hit more often. You know, accuracy, right? But when you're fighting an enemy that's got like one defense, I don't personally think you need to use a defender. I would just use what you want. When it's one defense, you should hit it almost every time anyway. I guess you'd still could use, of course you'd use the defender if you wanted to. One defense is just like, oh, that enemy's just beginning the game. Yeah. Like, I remember when I had one defense, you know? Yeah, an enemy that has like 80 attack should always pretty much hit a 1 defense, you know? Kind of wild when you miss. And sometimes when I see that many fire runes just on the ground, I'll just pick them up. You know? We've got 8 more to go. And then we are done with the task. But yeah, to speed these ones up, you can do like what we were doing yesterday with the cow fights, or I mean, this isn't the same kind of multi-combat area, of course, but I mean, you know, bring a cannon with you, use ice barrage, or you know what I mean, whatever the situation dictates, and you can finish these tasks quicker. I just like to focus on certain combat stats right now, just to methodically but quickly, in a way, get them leveled up to where I'll just be more effective in battle, and then kind of when it's a better task like cow fights, bring the cannon and just kind of have fun with that and get some ranged up, you know, at the same time. Got 3 more to go, so we are going to wrap up this task. I'm hoping we got 14 seconds left. Can we kill 2 more in 10 seconds? It's doubtful. I think I will take out. Well, we got one. We got 1 of 2. I'm not gonna have a sip 1 potion just for once. It's. Hey, we did it! Alright. So let's go one more time here and see what our next task is going to be. Alright, so for later, 157 of the black demons. Alright, well, we'll just go with that. But for now, that yeah, that was pretty good, guys. You know, it was pretty cool. Let's before I go, let's go to the rewards. Okay, right. So it came up before. We were talking about the rune pouch. I'll move the. Okay. So in Slayer points, it'll cost you 750 to get a rune pouch. And you can buy individual Slayer rings for 75 each. But for me, I would just go with the ring bling to do that, to make my own. First thing I think you do with your reward points, besides like blocking or canceling tasks, would be getting the Slayer helm for 400, right? This was undoubtedly, I think, the best purchase thus far for that. You can see here we've blocked Karask, Worm, and Zygomites. And then for every 50 increment of quest points, you can get more slots where you can just block more stuff. And then the 7th one would be if you get the Elite Lumbridge and Drainer diary done. we'll get to this next slot as like the next goal. I gotta go through more of these like novice, quote unquote, quests. So kind of just get the easier, say, quest points racked up, and we'll revisit this. But yeah, I think these are good blocks, you know. So that'll do it for today's episode. For the Slayer, hope this helps, and this was a fun. It's been a fun series. It's really been great getting back into the game, and hopefully this helped, was entertaining, and all of that. Thanks everyone for stopping by to watch. Feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. We're going to try to continue on with the series. Over the weekend, I plan on adding videos on the theme, probably Slayer related. Maybe just like a very specific task or something of that nature, but featured for Slayer. And then we're going to next week probably continue with the series, or start either a mini game series or maybe a boss or raid or something like that. But anyways, good seeing all of you on the stream today and in the chat. Thank you all, and it's much appreciated. We will catch you on the next one. Peace.